I think we're going to get started here. I have Mr. Rick Dupree with Mr. Reggie Witherspoon. But I think we're getting ready to get started. So we're gonna turn you over to the microphone. But in the interim, yeah. Why don't you just come over here?
Yeah, and I'm going to grab Bishop Reggie Witherspoon from Mount Calvary Christian Center. And glad you could be here to join us. We're going to try to bring the camera down, but you can at least hear us. Bishop, I know you were one of the primary speakers last week at a rally downtown. And just talk about what you're seeing. Is this different from what you've seen in the past, and how is it so far?
Yeah, Rick, I think this is the proverbial straw that broke the camel's back. I think for real, once and for all, people all around the world, not just in this country, have come to the conclusion that African American people of color are significant. It's asinine, it's barbaric, it's inhumane to treat another human being less than a human. So I think what makes this different is that the whole world is resoundingly saying we are with African Americans and we're not taking any more. Now the big work comes when we have to try to get in there and change these broken systems. And that will happen through the black vote for one, and so that we can get people in there so we can legislate some of these things on our behalf. But right now the people who can make the changes legislatively are many of the people who are the problem. So it's a monumental task, and it needs a divine intervention, but we're moving in the right direction.
I mean, talk a little bit about that. You talk about some of the things that need to happen. What else can people do to help make a change? Because, again, we've been talking about, is this going to be a movement and not just a moment?
Yeah. One of the things is I'm speaking to my white evangelical friends, and I'm telling them many of you are the ones who put number 45 in office, and he is detrimental to this country regardless of your politics. That's just factual. So I'm telling my white evangelicals to open up your mouth and cry out against these injustices. You read the same Bible I read, and you've been quiet for far too long. So what's making it different is more white evangelicals are opening their mouth and crying out against these injustices. And I think black people are realizing now is the time for us to come together, even though for 400 years we've been taught to not do so. Now's the time for us to go to the polls and make a difference.
Again, you're listening to Rainier Avenue Radio. We're live at the Rainier Beach Safeway, and I'm talking with Bishop Reggie Witherspoon from Mount Calvary Christian Center. And again, Bishop, as you talk about, I mean, one of the things you preach about a lot is hope. And is there reason for hope?
There's absolutely reason for hope because, again, this atrocity is being magnified to the world. It's very difficult to get away when the whole world is watching you be unjust. And so I am hopeful. And again, I think for me, the biggest thing that's bringing me hope is there are a lot of white people who are getting it now. And it's not tokenism. It's not let me do something for you. It's my heart is really broken. I'm hurting. I'm bleeding for you. And I want to do something to help make it different. And that's where I think the biggest hope is.
Yeah, absolutely. Anyone that sat there and watched that police officer have his knee on George Floyd's neck, if you have any ounce of humanity in you, it had to impact you. Again, I want to say thank you to Bishop Reggie Witherspoon from Mount Calvary Christian Center. Continue to do the work you're doing and being a leader in the community. We appreciate you.
Thank you, Rick. Let's keep this thing moving. We're on our way to something great. Black people are great people. Lift your head up high. Be proud of who you are and walk tall.
Amen. Thank you, Bishop. Bishop Reggie Witherspoon. I'm Rick Dupree along with Tony B. We are live here, and I think we're going to go to the live feed